Howdy, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Faab Five campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around my virtual table today are Alyssa, Joe, Jeremy, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Now, we will be live this Wednesday, October the 26th at 7 p.m. for another random game night, where I will be playing through just, a random video game. Next Monday, the 31st, we will be taking the day off from our regular scheduled stream so that our cast can enjoy Halloween with their families. The following Wednesday, November the 2nd, we will be airing our next episode of Magi Nights, An Echo from the Stars, where we'll finally discover what the cultists have been up to in Loroupa City. Looks like it's going to probably be the last actual battle. You can keep up to date on everything we do by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. Okay, that should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab Five. It's definitely true. Eloise can occasionally direct her chaos to the right direction. It's possible. But we're back.
She's aware that she word vomits.
Yeah.
She doesn't always have control over the word vomit, but she's aware.
That is true. But we are back. So when we last left off, the Faab Five had just been released from county lockup and had subsequently traveled to the city of Venuis to meet with Master Ohm and the rest of the conclave delegation there. At the Inn of the Slumbering Tree, the team was introduced to the Ambassador Ambrosia, where they made a unique first impression with the Elven diplomat. Later, Ohm himself sat down with the party to explain the situation with the elves and the mission that would be leading them all into the xenophobic nation of Illimithica. It seemed that the same ruins that Blood had attempted to sneak into several years ago had begun to quake and release monsters out into the region without any explanation. And after several attempts to ascertain the reason, the elves had decided to turn to the conclave for help. The next morning, the group gathered together with the conclave delegation and the elves to set out south toward the Illimithican border, where they found a towering wall of perfectly aligned cedar trees nearly 100 feet tall that made up the border between the Elven kingdom and the rest of the world. Eloise, of course, paused for a moment to have a chat with the trees, while the rest of the party had to convince the elves not to shoot her. Eventually, the trees parted to let them all pass, and the squad found themselves under a dense canopy of branches that seemed to spread out for miles around, creating a light shade over the entire area that partially obscured the sun. And so, Faab Five, your first day's journey through Illimithica was a strange one to be sure. The delegation was joined by the Buried Door, an organization of elite rangers that protect the kingdom, who served as an escort for the group through the Elven territory. That first day of travel was relatively uneventful, though slightly triggering for the wild nature-loving Eloise. You all eventually paused your journey for the evening and began to make camp. But as you all separate and start doing up the things that you all need to rest, a question comes to each of your minds, which I just realized we forgot to roll, didn't we?
Yeah, we rolled.
48. I see it. 48. Or is that 25 first? Oh, I do see that.
25 or 48. 25 is first, it looks like.
It's my bad. I forgot to pull it out today. So good at this job. 25. What does your character regret any particular choice the party has made? I think that's a good one. So, Veil, since you're the one who rolled, is there a particular choice that the party has made that you particularly regret?
I regret nothing. Everything that I've been yearning for has fallen into place, and I am exactly where I want to be right now. As far as getting my goals, I can't think of anything that I regret doing. That because it could have possibly not gotten me where I am right now.
Fair enough. Okay. Liam, how about you?
Well, I can't say any decision the party has made that I've not been in favor of. I've been pretty much most along with them the whole way. However, maybe one party member, Vale's choice to not drink really bothers me. There's something wrong with that guy if he won't sit down and have a beer at some point in time.
Yeah, that is fair. The only person who's never bothered to drink with you. Shame.
Yeah.
Apollyon.
Never trust a man that doesn't drink.
Yeah, exactly. Apollyon, how about you?
Oh no, I try to live my life without regrets. I mean, I am the 2-time champion of the arena after all. Wouldn't regret a single thing.
Fair enough. Blood from a stone. How about you?
Oh, hell. I'm usually a much better judge of character, so I'm kind of upset that we didn't deal with our snake problem sooner. She was too much of an issue and really could have gotten us killed in Weston. We should have killed her sooner.
Fair enough. The regrets of those party members who are no longer with us. Eloise, how about you?
I regret getting Mitchell all wrapped up and in trouble. We gotta save him, guys.
No, that is fair.
I don't think we got him in trouble, did we?
Well, hey, you were helping with those flyers just as much as everybody else was.
Anybody could have laid down those flyers.
Y'all did leave those flyers of Mitchell's like breadcrumbs.
On the body of a dragon, in the lair of the dream witness. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
But I thought they might try to track us down, not the person who made the flyer. That makes no sense.
Well, they tracked us to him. Anyway, yeah. I suppose that is a good one. I do regret that as well.
No, that is absolutely fair. Okay, Faab Five. Like I said, as you're all sitting there kind of dwelling over choices that your party has made in the past, you're all making camp in the soft grass clearing just off the main road that you've all been traveling. The elves separated from the rest of the group almost immediately once travel was halted for the day, moving off to build their own camp, a short way off from the rest of you. It almost seems to suggest that they consider themselves separate from the rest of the traveling party. Though those of you with a super high passive perception can probably notice those blue cloaked individuals spreading out throughout the clearing. The Conclave, for their part, had simply set up camp right where they stopped, at the edge of the clearing nearest the road. But that camp is much louder and more jovial than the Elves' one seems to be. As for your group, the Conclave would no doubt welcome you all into their camp, and they also did mention tents for you if you wanted them. But you don't have to. You can stay separate. You can really do whatever you want in this instance. You have been informed, of course, that not to wander off, to stay within the clearing of the campsite, and that there is guards stationed around, not only for your protection, but also the protection of Illimithica itself. So then, Faab Five, what would you like to do this evening? It's about 5 p.m. at this point.
Veil will pop up Liam's tiny hut and just start reading. The others can join me if they want. I mean, they could travel in and out, but once I have it up, I can't leave. Yeah,
for 8 hours, you just have to sit there. So, do you have anywhere in particular that you're popping down the tiny hut? Are you doing it?
I was thinking
halfway. It was like 5 p.m., right?
I can't hear you if you're both talking.
Sorry.
Veil?
I was thinking halfway between the elves.
Halfway between the elves and the conclave? Okay. Fair enough. What were you saying?
It was a little half-elf joke.
I get it. Okay. Liam?
I was saying, wasn't it a little early for like making camp and putting up the hut are two different things, right?
Oh, definitely. Like you still have a few hours left in the day before you're required to go to bed. It's just now evening, so most of the time when people start setting up, they put up their tents. They make the meal, set watch, do things like that. You've got a few hours before bed, but Veil being Veil, he just wants to read, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I want the comfort of the dome, the peace and quiet, and I will ritually cast it again before maybe midway through or whatever, just to have it for the entire night. I don't need I can just ritually cast it again.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll go up to Blood and ask his opinion. So, I'm assuming in our super sacred forest, hunting is just off the table.
You might want to check with them, but I would assume that they don't. I mean, it's not exactly safe. I mean, there's going to be more stuff hunting than you are hunting. I would check. I mean, I'm willing to go. But I would check.
Yeah, if Blood doesn't know, then I'll probably go check with what's the closest thing we have to a liaison. Would that be Ohm?
Well, I mean, there's everybody in the conclave. There's
Captain Ambrosia. Too.
Yeah, that's Ambassador Ambrosia. He's the Elven
captain as well.
Oh yeah, there is the captain. You're right.
Berador.
There is the Captain Ambrosia as well.
I got a new notebook, DM. I got a new notebook I started. Thank you very much, because I lost the other one.
Good job, buddy. Good job. So yes, absolutely. You could go talk to the conclave and ask them. You could go talk to the elves. It's up to you, Liam.
It's the elves' forest. I think it would be better to ask them.
Okay. So as you watch Veil pop down his dome, which, by the way, Veil, just out of curiosity, is it translucent? Did you color it in any specific way?
Oh, it's like you can't. It's opaque. I wouldn't say like a brownish, like a light brown, almost like a dead leaf color. Just so just warm lighting, just to get me cozy for reading.
Okay. But drowning out everything else, absolutely. So you do, Liam, as you're walking across around the portable or the dome that Veil puts up, and you can't see inside of it. You don't know what he's doing, but you can guess what he's probably doing. You make your way over to the Elven camp. There's definitely sounds of fapping coming from that dome.
Oh, of course.
those are pages turning.
But anyway, so you go heading over to the elves, and the elves camp itself is made up of half a dozen kind of tall, round tents. There is quite a few guards spread about, and like around the outside, you can see quite a few just standing there, keeping watch. They watch you as you approach, and as you get close to it, one of them steps like in your path specifically. As you come up, and a hand is raised. This individual elf that you see, he is a man. He is has short hair. His face is obviously no stubble or anything like that. He's an elf. Large brown almond-shaped eyes. He has a short sword at his waist, and he has a bow across his back. And he holds up a hand and he says, "You there, conclave member? What can I do for you?"
Right, Liam, by the way. No offense taken, thank you. Anyway, I have a history of accidentally offending people without intending to, so I'm trying to cover my bases this time, you see. So what I'd like to know is, am I allowed to hunt in this here forest of yours that we are being very, very respectful in, mind you?
The question you ask kind of he raises an eyebrow and he said, "No, you are not permitted to leave our supervision. So heading out to hunt would be not allowed." But as he says that, then his companion looks over and he says, "Aren't you the one of those delvers of the conclave? One of the fighters?"
Aye, Delver.
And you're looking to hunt, are you?
I like a good hunt. Always good for a good hunt.
He, the elf who's talking looks over at the other one, and like they kind of share a momentary glance back and forth, and the one talking to you shrugs, and the other one says, "Now, if you're looking for something to hunt, we might have something you'd be interested in."
I'd like to make an insight check to see if these guys are trying to send me on like a snipe hunt or something like that.
Okay, go for it.
13.
You don't get the sense that they're being deceptive in any way. They seem to have an idea and are feeling you out.
Okay, then I don't sense any deception. Yeah, I feel comfortable going along with what they have. What you have in mind?
One of the Barad-dûr came back a little bit ago with a report that said that they found a nest of some shamblers out there in the trees. We are meant to, after our shift is over here, we're meant to go head out and take them out. That way they don't get too close to our camp. But if you're interested in tracking something down, we'd be interested to see just what it is you conclave types are capable of.
Interesting. Point of clarification. A shambler would be, I'm learning the terms as I go, Delver, but shambler, what would a shambler be?
The elves look back and forth at one another, and they you hear them talking in a language which I assume you don't understand, Elvish.
I don't know Elvish, no.
They kind of converse back and forth, and then one of them says, "Sorry, my common isn't the greatest in the world. Shamblers are a type of creature. They tend to be large plant-like monsters that nest in areas of natural decay, things like that."
Interesting. Oh, yeah, I'd be happy to help with that.
Okay, well, we wouldn't mind seeing what you got. We got about an hour left on this shift here. If you want to head back and see if any of your friends want to join along, we would love to see what you all can do.
Excellent. And as I head back to the camp, first thing I say is, Polly, you better join me or I'm going to get a head start.
Oh, you know it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I fill Apollyon in on what they said, and I fill Blood in, and I let Eloise know, see if any of them are interested, and then I pop my head into Veil's bubble, and I kick him, and then he kicks me back, and then, yeah. I assume he doesn't want to go.
That's a good question. Sounds like they're heading out to track down some monsters, Veil. Are you interested in joining them?
Hear me?
Veil, you there?
Did we lose him? Maybe he's talking and
We can check back in a second.
You're muted.
Well,
Maybe.
He's in
maybe
Discord.
just muted.
yeah, he's in
I don't know.
Discord. His light's not coming up. Maybe he had to step away and didn't say anything.
Okay, we'll check in a minute.
But
Blood would ask me like he goes, "You are wanting to go out on a hunting mission with Barryador." That's alright. I'm game.
I mean, they
Maybe
said they wanted to see what we could do, and I want to do what I can do, so yeah, it all works out.
And they said they were shamblers, so Shambling Mound is what we're talking about here.
They said they were planty and decaying and animals all in the same thing.
Yeah, I don't see too many of those out on the wastes. Well, maybe in the swampy areas. Yeah, we would, but yeah, they're big, slow, and dumb, but they can put a hurting on you if they get a hold of you. I'm game.
All right.
What direction did they say these?
We would be
I don't
waiting on
Shamblers are?
their direction. They'd be leading us, obviously. They don't want us going anywhere alone.
correct.
I mean,
I'm
would
gonna ask them if they
northwest,
want
east, or
some
south help you. I don't.
some eyes in the skies I could take to the air and coordinate.
go
Don't we
get
have the sending stones or the earrings or whatever?
We do have those the two talking stones all
Yeah.
collected. I don't know which two of us have them, but since we're all in the same group here, we could
Blood
give
and
one to
usually-
you and one to Blood.
You know, Blood and Eloise usually have them.
Yeah,
Eloise.
give me one of those and I can spot stuff from the air.
What do you say, Dragon Girl? Would you like to go help us secure the area?
As you approach, Eloise is like sitting crisscross applesauce at like the edge of the camp and had ritually cast Speak with Animals and is surrounded by the fauna of the forest. Sure, the cute things like, you know, squirrels and bunnies and birds, but also like you want to stay away from things like snakes and badgers and, you know, the more vicious. Maybe there's a moose, I don't know. But yeah,
There's
she's
definitely
just, like,
moose out there.
Oh God, a moose! Run!
I believe they're called meese when there's more than one.
Oh, I thought
No,
it
it's
was
still just moose.
mouse-eye.
It's moosin'.
It's
Thank you
it's
very
still
much.
just moose.
It's just moose.
I think it's Mises. I think you're wrong.
Also, IRL, moose are terrifying. They're
That's what I
so
said.
they're so nearsighted. They're basically blind. They're ginormous and extremely territorial.
And aggressive AF.
Yeah, because
yeah.
they're basically blind and territorial. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're
I've been
big,
chased by
scary,
one.
aggressive motherfuckers. Just don't go
So-
near them. Don't do
So
it.
Eloise
Yeah.
is over here talking to Bambi and Thumper and all their friends, basically.
And Ruttentook.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. You just sitting there having conversations. Like, life for the animals here are actually pretty nice. The elves take care of a lot of things. Like, you're just hearing a lot of micromanagement, Eloise, which is probably really weird to you. But on the other hand, they live very good lives because of this fact.
Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Cultivated harmony, but
Yeah.
harmony nonetheless.
Cultivated, micromanaged harmony, but harmony nonetheless. So we're talking 1984 here. But yeah, anyway, you all find Eloise over there sitting there talking to a bunch of animals. You can fill her in on what's going on with, the Shamblers, if you want. Do you want to join in as well, Eloise?
What are shamblers? They sound dangerous.
They do sound
You should know
dangerous,
what
and
goes on with
apparently
Eloise.
they don't want them close to the camp. So we just anything that's close enough will push away, and hopefully there won't be any violence. They'll
Haven't we
probably
actually
just
fought
maybe you could talk to
I think I'm hoping there will be violence.
haven't we
Turn
fought a
back to
couple of those before, Matt?
the animals. Have they been?
I don't
bothering
remember
you?
if you have or not, honestly. I can't remember
I
if you've ever fought
don't
Shambling
think so.
Mounders.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Well,
I know the
Shambling
circus
Mounds,
did.
I'm guessing, Miss Eloise, based off what they're saying. You never came across those before? Being a druid, living in the forest?
Roll a nature
Saying
check.
no, bro.
Roll a nature check. See if you've ever heard of it, Eloise.
Okay.
Yeah, we get quite a few of them down in the waste. It's not too much in the desert, because, it's the desert.
12.
The name is familiar. Like you know that they're a type of plant creature, but like you weren't paying
But
attention.
I have no real life context.
Yeah, you have no real life context, and the time you heard about them, it was like a passing comment that your father might have made once, and there was a bird flying by, and you didn't pay any attention.
Well,
Just look for
Maybe I
dead
should
leaves.
go. At least
everybody.
I can help make the playing field a little more difficult for them, if not. And then I look at the animals. Have they been bothering you?
The animals not they can't understand what they're talking about. They can understand you, and you have to sit there and kind of explain a little bit about what it is that you're asking them about, and they tell you that something big has kind of been passing through this area slowly that they've been staying clear of.
Oh, good. That's probably for the best. Okay, well, we'll go check it out and see if we can make them move through faster so that way they don't bother you guys.
Veil, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Liam had poked his head into the hut and gave you a swift kick to the ass and asked you if you want to go on a monster hunt with them.
Veil graciously declines the monster hunt and continues to read the book.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Liam tries to get a quick peek at the book, and then Vale pulls away immediately, and Liam's like, fine, I'm done with this shit.
Mhm.
Alright, I offered. Got my team. We got 4.
Yep, you at least got the 4.
Well, how do we get some Barriador, too? It's going to be fun.
Okay. So, after getting your group together and waiting about an hour, you could probably have enough time to get a meal in and fill your bellies. But you go making your way back over to the Elven camp, and you see the 2 Barriador there, and you say, okay, we're ready to go. And the 2 say, your friend isn't coming with you, huh? Well, that's okay.
He's got a book report.
I'm sure. Well, just so you all are understanding the situation, we are going to be escorting you into the forest. We've spoken with our supervisor. They know what's going on. The captain said that he will be coming along as well, just to observe. And as he's saying this, you actually do see Captain Ambrosia, flanked by two more of the Buried Door. You recognize them as elves, hoods up, that sort of thing. They smile at each of you as they do so. Eloise.
Yeah?
You've met an elf in your life, haven't you?
I mean, on
Sure.
this trip.
Make a
I mean, I
history
travel
check.
with Veil.
Make a history check.
Okie dokie. 11.
Never mind.
Okay.
You met him in a potion shop.
You see the captain flanked by two elves. One is his hood is up. You can only see very angular features and piercing blue eyes, but it's definitely an elf. The other one has the hood down. This is an elven woman with really dark red hair. Her skin is quite a bit more tanned than the other elves you've seen before. This is a wood elf. The companion, the other two are high elves, as are the two that you've been talking to this whole time. Captain Ambrosia smiles and he says, "So, you are the Delvers I've heard so much about. I'm told that you Conclave types go into the deepest labyrinths to find your information. You seek out relics of great power and compete in highly dangerous events to do these things. We're all quite interested to see what it is you're all capable of."
Thank you. And we are pleased to give you a display of what we can do to help.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll put on a show that you'll be telling your grandchildren.
Well, while you are in our care out in our forest, we do demand that you stay with us until such time as we point out to you the location of this nesting site the Buried Door have found. At which point, we will step back and observe to see what you are able to do. If you end up being unable to deal with this nest on your own, we will of course clean up after you, and if necessary, give you aid as you require. If you're
I don't think that's going to be necessary. Check out these guns! And Apollyon flexes and stretches his mighty wings out for them to see.
As you're doing this, the two elves with the captain kind of look over all of you, and the hooded one leans over and whispers something into the captain's ear.
Can I roll a perception to see if I heard him?
Certainly, make a perception check.
Boom! A 2.
You do not hear anything, unfortunately. The only thing you're able to hear is the sound of your muscles flexing.
That's right. That's all I need to know.
His own fan club in his head is what I was thinking.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Apollyon, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
Yeah, pretty much. I imagine his entire inner monologue is just "Eye of the Tiger" over and over again wherever he's going.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, the captain introduces or sits there and asks each of your names, because I don't think he's ever been introduced to you all. He takes your names and says, "Okay, well, let's make our way. I assume all of you can move stealthily. Just follow along with us. Stay with us at all times." He looks at you and he says, "Remain on the ground at least until we arrive at our destination. what you do
Are
in
you
battle.
sure I can do some aerial reconnaissance for you up there? You know, I'm really good with the disambiguation of the things and the stuff.
The buried door can handle any. What's the word? I just blanked on the word.
Reconnaissance?
Reconnaissance. Thank you. I don't know why I blanked on that. The buried door can handle any reconnaissance. They already have found the nesting site. We just want to see you handle yourselves in dealing with the creatures.
All right, then, lead the way.
And they do so.
Pass without a trace.
Okay. You cast Pass Without a Trace, which just affects the radius. So I think even the buried door get the benefit from it.
Within 30 feet of me.
Yeah. So all of you start making your way, heading a little of a northwestern direction. I would like everybody to roll stealth checks, please.
All right. Oh. 21 with Pass Without a Trace.
33.
26.
29.
Not bad overall. So working together, being led by Eloise, or keeping Eloise in the middle, being led by the buried door and Captain Ambrosia, your troop walks for about an hour or so through the lush forest. The elves stay within your vision and guide you along, but you all can't help but be impressed by how quietly and easily these elves seem to meld into the forest. Like, they're in one place, you kind of glance around, and suddenly they're a few dozen feet away. It's impressive. But eventually you are led to a spot in a bit... the area is a bit of a grotto. There's a small cave to the back of a little bit of a ridge, and right in the middle between where you all are and this rock formation, there is a bit of a basin with lots and lots of tree and shrub, and the area that you step into is eerily quiet. No birds chirp, even though you can hear it in the music. No bugs are sounding. And with your Pass Without a Trace, even your own footfalls make no sound whatsoever. The elves seem to halt up near the edge of this basin, and the captain motions for you all to come and join him. He tells you, you see that down there? That it looks almost like a mound of leaves and rubbish right down there. And he points. Everyone make a perception check.
I'm due for a better roll.
Womp, womp, womp.
18 for me.
21.
I'm going to turn advantage on. 18.
I don't think Apollyon sees it. So, Apollyon, what do you see instead of whatever he's pointing at?
I see a pile of leaves.
Let's see. How's your book there, Veil?
Okay, sorry about that. Brandy had to ask me a question.
All right. We rolled 2 18s and a 21 and a 1 for perception.
Okay. So, yes, the three of you are able to see, like, it looks like a mound of natural refuse. A very large mound, in fact. Like, imagine if you raked up all the leaves on your yard and the next door yard and maybe the one after that and put them all in a big pile. That's kind of what it looks like, but much more green leaves, much more vine, much more twig, just a big mound of plant matter. And, like, you're all watching it because at the moment it just looks like, you know, a basin full of refuse that could naturally happen in a forest. But the closer you look, Eloise, you especially would be able to see 4 distinct things, just like moving up, down, huddled back and forth. You can see 4 distinct forms in that mound.
You guys, there's 4 somethings in the big stinky pile. Moving.
Is that our target?
Oh.
Are we to rake up the leaves?
Don't let the appearance deceive you. Its camouflage makes it appear to be nothing more than those piles of refuse, but the creatures themselves are indeed alive and quite fierce. Now, my men could take them down with little difficulty, but I would love to see you all do so instead.
Well, the animals said that they were staying clear of them. Have these creatures been causing trouble?
They have. They are well known to kill anything they find. They feed on animal life. And if a sentient being is not wary, they can feast on them as well. These creatures, we believe, come from the site that you are all exploring. These are not native to our lands. And that's why we wipe them out when we find them.
Well, all right. Let's get ready. How far away are they?
From where you are, you're probably about 500 or so feet away from them. You're looking down on the basin.
Okay.
So it wouldn't take you too long to get down there.
How big of an area is it?
The area itself is fairly large. Hard to judge, but like the little bowl that these things are in extends wider. So you're like on the ridge of it looking down into this, and then at the far end at the other side you can see a cliff face with some cave with a cave over there, but that's way on the other side. Of this.
How deep is this basin from where we are?
Probably a good 100 or so feet at an angle downward, but you're about it's about 150 or so feet lower than where you all are, and you're about, like I said, 500 feet away. So you could head up there fairly quick.
Could I run and jump and glide down there?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, it would probably take you 2 rounds to, however, whatever your fly speed is, it'd only take you that many rounds to get there. So less than 30 seconds it would take you to fly down to there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no need to go rushing in. These things aren't exactly super smart, buddy.
But like, are they near each other? Like, are they traveling together? Or
yeah. So what you can see, like, they're all together and moving in mass, and like right now they're just staying there. They're just like they're huddled down for the night or something like that. You can see it's almost like they're nesting together. So it looks like just one big pile of leaves. Yeah. But then as you were watching, you could see a form move a little bit, then a different one, and that's how you're able to tell that there are at least 4 distinct ones there.
Sure.
But what if they're just a family trying to pass through?
They're not.
Everything feeds on something else, but this is feeding out of its normal environment, and that's dangerous no matter how you look at it.
Well, exactly. So what chased them out of their normal environment?
We'll find that out, Eloise. You can
What if
search
they're
this
just
out
trying
if
to
you
get
want.
to a new one?
These aren't good. They're not. I mean, I don't think they're necessarily evil. I think they just are, but they're not like something you want to pet. They're not
No,
really,
but
they're not good
just-
for really anything, Miss Eloise. They don't actually serve probably a natural purpose.
You're more than welcome to sit this out, but we're all eager to show them a few skills here. Maybe gain a little respect or something.
about this.
The elves are kind of looking at your group as you're talking about this a little like, what?
Perplexed.
Yeah,
Liam-
perplexed. The
Liam
captain
probably just starts walking down there at this point.
Okay. So Liam is making his way, just heading down to deal with this. What are the rest of you all doing?
Well, Blood will start moving out. He's gonna kind of just do some clicks and whistles for Lee and just be like, "Hey, don't go rushing in." He's like, "Let's get set up first."
Eloise just hugs Desi to her and like kind of backs over to a tree and just kind of leans to see what happens
All right, so Eloise is staying out.
for now.
Okay.
So you watch as your three friends start making their ways down. I guess Apollyon's gliding.
I'll just kind of, jump off the edge into the air and just swoop down. I'll wait for them to get down. I'll kind of circle around about, I don't know, 50 feet in the air or so.
Yeah, absolutely. You can keep pace with them as they're making their way down. I'm going to go ahead and move you to a map. There we go. So Eloise is staying back, just keeping an eye out, and as she's doing that, like the elves, when the captain says to you, "You are a druid, are you not? Don't you understand things like pruning off the sickly branch to allow the plant itself and the body to flourish? This is no different than that."
Yeah, well, usually I ask the plant and talk to it about the situation first.
If you wish to talk to the things, by all means. And he kind of shrugs and he goes back to watching your three friends. But the rest of you are making steady pace. You can see down at the far end of the basin down there, the big mounds are there, along with tons of pile of refuse and plant matter and things of that nature. Are you going to just walk right up to them and start hacking away? Do you have a plan? What are you wanting to do?
I'm hugging this tree.
Eloise is hugging a tree.
Are they somewhere like over here, or?
Yeah, just for the sake of it, they're at the other side of the map.
Okay.
I mean, Blood will be moving amongst the trees there.
Yeah, you move amongst the trees and I'll keep their focus on me. I'll just go right up the center.
Apollyon still hasn't seen him. He's just like flying around in a circle where these guys were like pointing before.
Yeah.
He's like, "There's supposed to be monsters out here? I don't see anything."
Blood will tell us like, I'll do something to light him up for you, buddy.
Liam pulls out his longsword and his flail and calls out, "Flame liquor!" And the thing lights up for me.
We'll call that the big pile of leaves and everything down there.
All right.
So you can see that, like you've seen motion in there. You've heard Eloise say that there are multiple in there. But for your perspective, it's just mostly big ass pile of leaves and things of that nature. You haven't actually seen their forms themselves, but you have as you're approaching, they don't seem to really respond to any of you, as though they're not really paying much attention or whatever. You're at the point you're at now. What would you like to do?
I guess can Blood do like a perception check to see if he can kind of spot a form so he can pick a target once he gets closer?
Make a perception check.
That's an 18. Does that look like it's like on the?
It looks cocked.
Yeah.
Just a little.
How does a digital dice look cocked?
That is weird.
Right?
That
Hey,
is
Matt.
weird. Yes.
Quick question. So since Vale's reading, can we say that Jareth just followed Eloise out here?
Sure, if you like. I don't see why not.
Just add me in here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not paying attention to Jareth because you're reading your book, but at least Jareth himself is at least flying around and keeping pace with Eloise.
Can he act on his own to,
Does a familiar have the ability to act on his own without?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking
I'm
you.
pretty sure you have to issue orders to him still.
All right.
For combat purposes, anyway, I'm pretty sure you're still having to issue orders to tell him, "Hey, go help that person. Hey, do this." So
Right,
you wouldn't be
so
able to benefit of that.
I couldn't have said, take Jareth with you and then have Eloise make the commands.
Not really. No, it's something
that's
you
fine.
specifically have to do.
All right. Well, then he'll just fly around just so I can see the map.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You
Find
are on
familiar-
the.
In the Find Familiar spell, it says your familiar acts independently of you, but always obeys your commands. In combat, it rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn. A familiar can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal. So I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what it says.
Well, that would make me
Well,
think
it's
that he would
just
be able
that
to-
it's an intelligent spirit. It's not just a robot that only follows commands. Is what that's kind of saying.
Yeah,
So,
basically.
if he developed this relationship with Eloise, do you think he would act on his own to, help her?
I'm going to say no. In this
Okay,
instance,
that's fine.
no.
That's fine.
So
all right.
your group,
Yeah.
Blood. You with an 18, you're pretty sure that you can see one there by the forefront. It kind of lifted up a little, and I think that's a target.
Well, then he's gonna do a couple of clicks to let them know he's gonna start it off here. And he told Apollyon he was gonna give that he's gonna go blazing bowstring to let Apollyon kind of show him where it's gonna go. So
Okay. Well, then I would love for all of you to roll for initiative.
All right. I just unclicked my character. Damn it, me. I got a 9. And the thing just taunts me. It sends you a little message that says you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker. I'm like, I know this.
Yes, I did.
Freaking machines making fun of me.
How I always roll so low even when I have advantage.
You know what? I'm
Double
going to
nine.
change. I've decided to change my mind because you know what? You got nothing better to do right now, Jeremy. Your
What?
character isn't doing anything. I'll allow you to let Jareth, since he has a connection with Eloise, I'm going to allow you to roll his own initiative, and you can give the help action if you want to, but he's not going to be able to use the Ring of Spell storing during this.
Okay.
But you can still
Fair.
at least move around and help out a little bit.
Fair.
Yeah, especially, that makes sense, because for the Ring of Spell Storing, it would still be Veil, casting
Telling
spell
him, yeah.
through Jareth. Yeah.
Telling him
No.
to do it, yeah.
It's not Jareth casting the spell, or...
It would be Jareth holding concentration on the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's not going to use the Ring of Spell Storing, but since since Vale's not here, we might as well at least let Jeremy do something.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So it looks like, Blood, you are at the top of the order. This is a sneak attack round because your group was moving fairly stealthily and these things weren't really paying attention to what's going on. So you get to aim at that first one, the one at the very front right there. What would you like to do?
Well, he's going to go ahead and take his 2 regular and then his 1 little umbral. I can't even remember the. Good God. Umbral Sight or the Dread Ambusher shot. So he's going to take his 3, and first 2 are Blazing Bowstring, and then you want to have Blazing Bowstring after that. So, but he's going to light it up to give Apollyon, let Apollyon know where it's at. He's marking the target essentially.
Okay.
For everybody else. So that's the first one.
So the first one does hit.
Ooh, and a crit.
Yeah, we'll go with the.
Nice.
Oh, that's a great sneak. Oh, that's okay, sneak.
So, I need to know what amount of damage is fire and what amount of damage is ice.
7 is fire.
7
the
is
sneak
fire?
is the first 4, and the 7 is the 2 is the Blazing Bowstring.
Okay. So you said the 7 is 7 points of damage of fire?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to do math here because this is all complicated.
And it's 10 fire for the second one.
Okay.
Shit, he might kill the first one. But it'll maybe set some stuff on fire for Apollyon. So he'll know where to go.
Right.
He's got 1 more after this, but I'm going to let him dictate if the 3rd shot's even needed.
Oh yeah, that 3rd shot's definitely needed. But 2 shots go high, hitting the thing. You see an explosion of fire and ice. 29 does hit.
That's a 31.
31.
Or 31, yeah.
And then that one's just 13 piercing, 8 ice.
Should have gone sharpshooter.
Yeah, I thought about it, but we'll let
Okay.
this first round be the...
So these 3 arrows from the sneak attack round goes flying through the air, striking this creature multiple times. It rises up and you hear it scream in pain. Ah! But you also notice that, like, the burning of the fire and all that, it doesn't seem to... Neither the fire nor the ice seems to be doing as much damage to it.
Yeah, probably resisting. But it's still pretty good, and he's giving them a target to shoot for.
Can you
That's
put me
very
in
true.
turn order at 9, please, Matt?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Okay. Next off, we have Jareth, because this is a sneak attack round. So you do have at least a little bit of stuff you can do. What would you like to do?
Yep, so I don't even see anything on this map. Oh, I see it now.
Oh.
Never mind, sorry. Well, Jareth is going to... He looks at Eloise as he heard what she whispered to him. She whispered, I don't feel good about this, buddy. And he kind of, fluffed his feathers up like birds do and then, nodded in agreement. But I think that was during the shots being fired, so he's kind of going to realize the situation and at the very least just go fly over and kind of distract the plant to grant Apollyon
Advantage.
advantage.
Okay. Flying over with Jareth, you go screeching right down into this creature that seemed to have risen up from this plant matter and start flapping in his face, freaking him out really hard. The next person who attacks does have advantage, which is indeed Apollyon.
Uh-huh.
So Apollyon, you saw the creature rise up out of the plant matter. You've seen Jareth fly down and flap in its face. What would you like to do?
If I don't do something that's an attack roll, does the next person still get advantage?
Yes. As the next person who attacks it gets advantage. So if you don't attack it, then whoever does.
I want to use my I want to use my dragon breath, but that doesn't require me to make like an attack roll. So
then yes, that
does
wouldn't
that count? Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want to like waste it.
No, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to. I'm 50 feet in the air. 1, 2, 2. Okay, yeah. So I'll fly kind of down at an angle, 40 feet that way. And I kind of want to do like a flyby. I fly down over this mound, and I exhale out my sonic pulse breath.
How many feet of movement do you have?
40 is my normal speed.
And how much of a range do you have there?
This is a 5 by 30
30-foot line, yeah.
5 by 30-foot line. Okay.
Right down the middle of here.
How high above the ground are you right now?
I was 50 and I swooped down a bit, so I don't know. I'm maybe.
So
20
you
or 30, something like that.
Yeah.
You'd be about. You would be 30. Let's see. If you're 50 feet and you swoop down 20 feet, you would be 30 feet off the ground.
Right. And then a little bit away from him.
Okay, so I'm going to say that basically the line would get to right about there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I know it's kind of hard to do like a flyby, but in real life, if you were putting it down and moving at the same time, it would kind of like cut through that area.
Yeah, absolutely. You fly down, you're hitting that breath as you're hitting the upward angle, and it's enough that it can hit a certain area. It can get to right about the middle of that mound, but it's not going to go past that. So that is going to hit the creature. Dexterity saving throw.
And
this thing has shit for it.
Ignore the 6. I don't think I should have. I don't get the rage damage on that.
Okay. Yeah, you're not raging yet. Or did you
22,
rage?
I did not yet.
Okay. That was a 14. I did not mean to do that privately, but a 14 I assume misses? Or assume hits?
Fails.
Fails,
DC
yeah.
17.
Fails. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, full damage, 22 points. And I imagine you fly down, you just scream with that sonic voice, and it pushes, and like the mound kind of parts a little bit. All those leaves and stuff start getting blown away and pile towards the back as it hits. It definitely takes the full brunt of that damage there. And now you can see the creature itself. It is very large. It is greenish in color, but mottled brown and dark colors as well. Kind of interesting looking, to be sure.
I hate to be that guy, but its initiative was 17, so you skipped the creature's turn.
This is a sneak attack round.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. The creature definitely looks like it's taken some damage here. It is still up, though.
So I actually will go ahead and rage. I had to read my ability. So it says, my rage will not end at the end of a turn if I make the Draconic Breath attack.
Okay,
like it normally
perfect.
would if I didn't attack, because it's part of my subclass. Whatever. So bonus action rage. and I'll use my instinctive pounce ability, which just lets me move half my speed as part of that bonus action. So I'll like get back up into the air by 20 feet.
Okay. I like it.
So I'll be bloop over there.
Flying there. About how high would you say you are right now?
20 feet in the air.
20 feet in the air. Okay. Marked it down. Liam, you're next. You've seen Apollyon fly down, scream, push a lot of those leaves to his side, like almost like Moses parting the Red Sea, but it's still mounded towards the back. What would you like to do?
Run up 35 feet of movement to get me right here, so I can be within range of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he already used the... I guess he didn't use the advantage that Cherith gave, right?
He has not.
Technically not, so my first attack will be at advantage.
Correct.
Alright, longsword. One-handed. Ooh, double 30s, nice.
Definitely going to hit.
Alright. One more attack with the longsword. And do the damage here. 11 and 14 magical slashing. Then bonus action, he's going to spin around and whip this thing in the what counts as a chest, I guess, with the flame tongue flail. 16 to hit.
That's a bonus action you're doing?
As a dual wielder, I can do that as a bonus action.
Okay. Then, yes, 16 does hit.
Alright. Doing 7 bludgeoning and 4 fire. Then that's about all I can do with my turn, but I'll end it with one attempt at a stunning strike. So I'll spend 1 key point, and needs to make a con save.
Okay. Doing a key strike with the flame tongue flail. Con saving throw. That is an 8. Definitely a failure.
Yes. Alright, this thing is stunned. And then I use 35 to get here, so I'm going to use 20 to get out of there. And that is my movement, and that thing is stunned.
Love it. Okay, last initiative, we have Eloise, who is currently hugging a tree because I guess she feels bad.
Well, I kind of passed that advantage on, so have fun with that.
I think she's going to.
So I can't really see what's going on, so I'm gonna get closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still can't see, so gonna use my action to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna go ahead and hug this tree trunk. How does the creature look? Like,
definitely not great. He's taken several arrows to the chest. He's been slashed at a few times. He was hit by a sonic attack. He's looking rough.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do this round.
Okay. That's it for Eloise's turn. Next, we are at the top of the order, but I think this is a good time to take a break. because it is 8:21. So let's try to make this break really quick. Well, I'll run off, do our bathroom breaks, grab our drinks, and we will be back in less than 10 minutes to find out what happens at the conclusion of this battle. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. We're starting things off at the top of initiative with Blood from a Stone, who all of your group has just been taking pot shots at this one creature that you managed to uncover from underneath all of these leaves. So, Blood, what are you wanting to do?
Well, he's going to kind of reposition and come over by this tree, so he's... You know, he doesn't want to draw attention to Eloise if she's going to hang out there just in case something bad happens, and he's going to come over and take a couple of... He's going to go sharpshooter this time. Take a couple of shots at this one here. The one that he could see, because the other ones haven't popped up yet.
Haven't had a chance to yet.
Advantage.
Yeah. 15. And 24.
They both do hit. The 15 just hits.
Ooh. Yeah, let me turn off sneak. And there's no fire this time because he used up both of those.
Okay.
So, you know what? I accidentally clicked the hunter's mark, so take off 2 because hunter's mark was 1 and 1. I didn't actually call it out yet. So. Well,
not a problem. The second shot, no matter what, would have taken this thing out. So just describe it for me. Give me a word picture of how this looks.
I mean, he's just shooting really into like just a giant mound of refuge and shit. But he's kind of like he's just aiming right over Liam's shoulder, and he's thinking, you know, that 1,000 fucking coin, that could be mine. And then he just looks over. He's just gonna call out. He goes, "All right, I'm in." And he's going to just drop the arrows into it. And I think one hits, and it just starts kind of like almost deflating. And then he drops the second one into it, and then it just kind of like... I would just like to think it just kind of like falls down into like the leaves were being held together by it, and then it just comes down.
I dig it. And with that, the creature just dissolves down into the pile of forest trash, as it were. And it is dead.
Yeah, I'll put it over here on my resources, 1,000 gold hunt, and just start tallying up my numbers underneath it.
Yeah, you got one.
Hey, he did most of the damage on that one, so you both.
Okay. Well, at the end of Blood from a Stone's turn, 2 vines come shooting out from this giant mass of refuse and whatnot, and they're coming straight at you, Liam.
Okay.
Ooh, the toque.
That's a 20 to hit.
That is a miss, sir.
Nice. 23 to hit.
23 just hits me.
So the first one comes shooting out towards you, and you like just move your head to one side, and it shoots right past your face. However, you were kind of cocky with that, and the second one was shooting down low, wraps around your leg. You're going to take a total of 14 points of piercing damage, and it normally would be 9 points of poison damage, but you're a monk. So you don't take...
I am not the level of...
Oh, you're not? Oh!
That benefit yet.
Oh, so yeah. So you do...
That's one of the things that happens when you multi-class.
I forgot about that. So yeah, you do take the 9 points of poison damage as well.
Oh, great.
Also, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one who's immune to poison.
12.
Yeah, I think so. That is a failure.
Of
So
course
you
it
are now grappled by this vine, and it is slowly pulling you towards the mound. It's only going to be able to move you about 10 feet towards it, but you're going to be ending up right here.
Okay.
That's
All
its
right.
turn.
Liam's dead. Next character.
Next character. After that, it's Jareth's turn. Jareth, what would you like to do?
Jareth is going to fly over here and use his perception to see if he can see more of those creatures in this refuse.
Make a perception check.
All right. Seven.
That is a negative. You cannot see any of the creatures in that big-ass pile of leaves.
All right, he's going to go back over here.
Fair enough.
Can we see the creature that's grappling me yet?
Well, not exactly. You can see that the vine is coming out from that thing, and it's pulling you towards the big mass of leaves, but you can't actually see what it's connected to. It's too far into the brush.
Okay.
Next, after that, we have, well, another Shambling Mound. This one is moving through the leaves because something's being pulled towards it. It pops up right there next to you, Liam. And it's going to be making a slam attack against you. That's a nat 20 for or 27. The reason they have advantage on this is they're popping up out of the leaves, so they have the sneak on you, or their hide on you. That's why they're able to do this.
He critted me. Yeah.
Yeah. The second one, that's a 16, however, so that one misses.
He hit me too hard with the first one and didn't realize that the second shot was going to the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of just roll out of the way just in time after taking that first one. In total, you are taking 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
Be nice to have a turn before I die.
I know, right? But, Apollyon, you're up next, and you can see this big-o leaf and vine creature just popped out of the leaves and slammed down onto Liam. What do you do?
I'm gonna turn around and fly back down there, and I'm going to attack it from above with my trident.
Do it.
Do I get advantage for attacking from behind, or can this thing see in all directions, or?
We're still doing flanking rules in this game, so yeah, you can have advantage.
Cool.
Next campaign, we're going to be modifying the flanking rules, but we're going to We're going to be consistent with this campaign.
I've seen some do a +2 instead of advantage.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's honestly a +2 would be just fine. Also,
yeah.
A 21.
21 definitely does hit. Roll that damage. Is your trident electrified right now?
No, I did not spend the bonus action to do that. I should have probably, but
Are you choosing to do that? No. Okay.
Well, can I say that I did that before I attacked? It's a bonus action.
I don't care if you do that.
Okay. So yeah, Apollyon turns in the air, sees the mound attack Liam, electrifies his trident, and then dives down and plunges this 21 into him.
Okay. Roll your damage. And the reason +2 I think is better is because when you automatically get advantage for everything, it's basically negating things like pack tactics that certain creatures have. It's basically making that whole thing obsolete. So instead, just giving a +2 instead it still gives you flanking, but it's much more reasonable. So I
agree.
Yeah, it's like there should be some strategic advantage, but
yes.
I think +2 is totally fair.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to
doesn't interfere with pack tactics and that shit.
Exactly. So that's probably what we're going to do next campaign.
But that is 19 damage.
So you stab down into this creature with your electrified trident. It pierces into its flesh, and you see it take the hit. But then that lightning begins to crackle all through your trident, surging into this creature. And as you pull it out, you notice that the lightning crackling about its body seems to be healing the creature.
Oh, great.
Ooh, that's not good.
It regenerates when you attack it with lightning damage.
Yeah. That's why Matt didn't care if you used it.
Exactly.
I was thinking, I know exactly. I was like,
well,
little fucker. Like, he's sneaky.
Sorry, I'm reading my abilities here. I have a feeling that this creature has a bunch of immunities. But we're going to attempt to spend a superiority die to frighten him.
I like it.
Liam was able to stun it, so...
When I hit a creature with a weapon attack, I can expend one superiority die to attempt to frighten it. I add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and the target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a fail, it's frightened to me.
Okay. Yeah, so you go ahead and expend your superiority die, and I gotta make my wisdom saving throw.
I believe it's a D8. I don't have an automatic roll thing set up for some reason.
And what's the DC for this?
Well,
that shouldn't have been
17 earlier. What's is that the same thing?
Adding a 7 to the damage. I guess that's just like the normal damage of the weapon, the piercing damage.
Yeah, the piercing damage.
And then the DC is 8 plus proficiency plus strength or dexterity. I'm going to choose strength, obviously, for this character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a 17 for your force dragon. Breath,
so
whatever.
9 plus 8, 17. Yeah, same.
Okay. So yeah. Well, it should not have been an advantage. So an 8 definitely fails.
Okay. He is frightened of me.
He sees you and just tenses up a little bit after being hit from behind. He is definitely frightened of you.
And then I'm going to attack a second time.
Do it.
24.
Definitely hits.
Another 21 damage.
You got to separate that damage, sir.
Oh, okay. So it's 10 non-lightning damage.
And
11 lightning damage. Son of a bitch.
No, yeah, 11.
So you healed it instead of fucking hurt it.
Well, we don't know exactly how that works.
So, yeah, you stab into him the second time, and as you pull out again, you do notice that the wounds are closing behind you. The lightning damage that you're doing is definitely regenerating this creature.
this is probably the most disappointed Apollyon's been after pulling out.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I know, I'm a total dick when I was asking about the lightning thing.
Alright, well, I have a little bit of movement left, so I'm just going to fly up about 10 feet away from it. It can try to opportunity attack me.
And it definitely will be with its thorny tentacle. But a 14's going to miss.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for my turn.
That's it for
I'm hovering in the air.
You are hovering in the air. How high again, did you say?
How tall is the Shambling Mound? Just 10 feet above it. So
10 feet above it. It's probably about, we'll say, 15 feet tall for this because it's a large plant creature. So you're
Okay.
you're how far above it?
I'm 10 feet above
10 feet.
it. Yeah, because that's how much movement I had left.
Got it. So yeah, that would be 25 feet. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Next up, we have Liam, who is being pulled into that plant growth, and suddenly another giant creature just jumped out and slammed into it. What do you want to do?
Oh shit! God, I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. I really apologize, guys. You need to roll the attack one more time for the Shambling Mound because it should have had advantage against me.
Got it.
But it was frightened, so wouldn't it roll a disadvantage?
Oh yeah, that's true. It would have rolled a disadvantage anyway. But
oh man, so many things are
Either
happening.
way.
Whatever.
Either way.
Sorry. Keep going.
no worries. No worries.
All right.
It's all good.
So, quick question about my condition. I'm grappled. Does that mean I have disadvantage or can't attack or can attack? What's my scenario here?
Okay. So for a grappled creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach. But other than that, it's just your speed becomes 0, so it's holding you in place and pulling you towards it.
Fortunately, I'm within melee of it, so I'll go ahead and take a couple slashes with my sword. Crit and a 26.
Both hit.
Let's see. Nice. 18 on the crit. And 10 on the second there. I'm gonna pump a stunning strike into this thing, so another key point and another con save.
6. Okay, let's see here.
And it will have disadvantage on that save.
Why does it have disadvantage on the save?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't. I'm just being dumb. The frightened gives a disadvantage on ability checks, not ability saves.
Okay, and then you said it's a con saving throw?
Yeah, it's a con saving throw.
Wow, nat 1. That sucked. Yeah, he's stunned.
Alright, with stunned and my grappler, do I still have to make an attempt to get out of there?
He's not the one grappling you.
He's not?
Nope.
No, there's one.
Oh. Okay. Damn, well then I'm still grappled. No matter what. So, yeah, I'll just flip a flame-tongue flail at this thing, I guess. At advantage, actually. Yes! Another crit!
Another crit.
That would be 13 bludgeoning and 15 fire.
You smash your flail into that creature, and you see the flames kind of burning a little bit of it, but it's definitely not taking a whole lot of damage from those flaming attacks.
Fair enough, but it's still extra damage one way or the other. At least I'm not healing it.
You didn't
This
roll
is
the
true.
other flame tongue flail hit damage.
He only got one.
I just did twice to roll advantage.
Oh, gotcha.
I only get one
okay.
swing as
I
a bonus
gotcha.
action with the flail. So that is my turn, and I am still being grappled and pulled. That's it.
Okay. With that, it is now, well, unfortunately for you, yet another Shambling Mounders turn. And you're right there. Just right there. 5, 10, 15. It comes moving around, and as it climbs out from the mound, you are able to see it, so it does not get advantage on these attacks, at least. So that's good.
Is this the one grappling?
No, that is not the one grappling them. It's a nat 20 for the first one, and a 26 for the second one. I assume both hit. Okay, so here's what's going on. I'm going to need for you, while I'm doing this, to make for me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Please be better this time. Dex save. 27.
Yay!
Okay, it's 36 points of damage in total to you, Liam.
Okay.
Are you still alive at that point, or conscious? Okay.
I am still alive. Anyone that can see me would see that I'm in horrible shape. Horrible, without giving exact hit points.
So you're saying you're not looking too great right now?
No, he looks like he's being shredded by these vines right now, just like a buzzsaw on both sides of him, and he's being torn apart.
I'm sorry, I actually read this wrong. I did not need a dexterity save from you. Because
well, if you do in the future, can I use that 27?
No.
Had to try.
But what happens is since both of those 2 attacks hit, Liam is now engulfed by this creature. Means that you are completely restrained by it.
Okay.
And it has just wrapped itself around and is basically pulling you into it.
My next character is going to be really cool, guys, I swear.
Play one of the Bari Dur.
Hey, my friends are running away from me. Eloise is abstaining from the fight. I don't have much hope right now, Matt.
Fair enough.
Running away.
Well, good news is it's actually Eloise's turn. So at the bottom of the order, Eloise, what do you want to do?
Liam's in trouble. Oh.
You actually don't have eyes on Liam right now. He is engulfed and covered by this
so
plant
he's in
creature.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Wait, so I can't see him at all?
You cannot see him at all. It's like this thing rose up and engulfed him. And he is now just... You saw where he was, and you see the big mound of plant. That's about it.
Oh, wait. I don't have to be able to see you. Great. I'm going to cast Enlarge on Liam.
Ooh.
You don't have to see for Enlarge? Really?
You cause a creature or an object... Oh, shit. You can see within range. Shit.
There you go.
Okay, never mind.
I don't need to be bigger. I need to get out of here.
Well, being bigger you might poke your head out and be harder to grapple you.
Hey,
Okay.
props to you, Matt. You kicked my ass this round.
Why, thank you.
Okay. This one I can throw down without it also hurting Liam. So, what's it? 10-foot radius sphere. Okay. Let me go get the thingies. Your effect templates. Gonna be... because why not? Use circle, 10-foot radius. Right there. And I'm going to cast... Oop, where did my thingy go? There it is. I'm gonna cast... Wait, hang on. At first level, second level? Hold on. Does anything happen if I cast it at higher levels? Okay. I'm gonna cast Wither and Bloom at 3rd level.
Interesting. What does Wither and Bloom do?
Sounds metal.
So, within that 10-foot radius sphere, each creature of my choice, which would be the ones attacking Liam, have to make a Constitution saving throw. And they will take necrotic damage, and then in addition, one creature within that area that I choose, Liam, can roll, and because I upcast this, he can roll 2 of his unspent hit dice to regain health.
Ooh,
Nice.
plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I like
My
that.
like a nice
spellcasting modifier is 5.
Okay,
Nice little cure wounds there for you.
so
I
here's
can
what
spend
I'm.
2 of my unspent hit die.
Yes.
Hmm.
So
Plus
here's
5.
how I'm going to rule this, Eloise. You can definitely see the 2 creatures there. The one that it had engulfed Liam and the one that's currently paralyzed by him. You can also see the vine that had been previously holding his leg, pulling him. So that counts as the 3rd creature. And that's in the radius as well.
The vine counts as its own creature.
The vine counts
It's
as
part
part
of
of
it,
a
yeah.
creature. Which means the creature is in the radius.
Yes, it is.
So
Heck yes.
you're hitting all 3 of these with this spell. And you said it's a Constitution saving throw?
Con save DC is 17.
Okay, here we go. 3 con saves.
I think the plant that's stunned might automatically fail.
No,
I think-
it
I'm pretty
automatically
sure
fails
that's your
dex
dex save.
saves.
It's only dex
Oh.
saves, yeah. However, I am going to say that one failed anyway with a nat 1 because it was the second one in the group. So the other 2 did save, but
okay, they
but
still take half.
the paralyzed one did not.
Okay, so that means 3d6 of necrotic damage.
This isn't.
right?
This is not a concentration, right? It only lasts the one time.
It's just the one
Yeah.
time.
That's what I thought. So roll that damage.
Eloise busting out some necromancy here.
Vale would be so proud if he was here.
Hey, the bird's seeing. Jared,
Yeah,
let's get
Jared
that
will tell him.
report.
Okay, so I don't have a thingy for it, so I'll just roll dice. Okay, so 3d6.
As this is going on, Vale it just turns a page in his book, but then sneezes because somebody's talking about him.
So 15 points of necrotic damage to the one who failed, and then half that, so 7 to the other 2.
7 to the other 2. Nice.
Right? We round down or do
Yeah.
we round up?
Round down.
Okay. So yeah.
And with that, like the last creature, the one that your group has not been able to see so far, it kind of wiggles and shakes a little bit in pain, and you're actually able to see it finally.
So
All 3 of them are right over there.
yeah. That was my action.
That was your action. Do you have a bonus action or a movement you'd like to do?
I don't have a cantrip that is a bonus action, so
Liam, Anesthetic is in chat right now, and she is giving you her point of inspiration for the day.
Delightful. If I get a chance to use it, I shall.
Indeed. Eloise, do you have anything else you're wanting to do?
No, that's I don't have anything that I can use as a bonus action.
Yeah, Vera. Okay then. Well, that's it.
I'm just gonna stay hidden. Try to stay hidden behind this tree trunk.
Oops. Hanging out behind tree trunks. Okay. Top of the turn order. We are back at blood from a stone. Blood from a stone. What are you doing?
He's gonna kind of wheel around, spin up, and kind of slide up under this tree, and then focus back on that. And he saw the one that kind of swallowed Liam.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna rear up and do a couple of. That's the stunned one. No, the one in front of it's the stunned one, right? But
correct.
Well, he's gonna kind of wind up and do a couple of sharpshooter shots at that one anyway.
Okay.
The one that's got him. It is a 23.
Why do you have advantage?
I just didn't unclick it, so just take the first one.
Fair enough. God damn.
On the first one, he is going to do something with this new bow that he hasn't, and he's going to burn all 4 charges on it. And so it needs to make a 20 con save, or it's paralyzed for a minute.
Okay, I like it.
Come on.
That's a failure.
So the one that's got Liam is now paralyzed. It can't move, can't do anything, and pretty much if something hits it, it's a crit if it's within 5 feet.
Nice.
Melee. So hopefully we can get Liam out and he can just fucking go to town. But I'll do the, let me make sure everything is clicked on. Sneak
Am
attack.
I still engulfed after that?
Oh yeah, you're still engulfed.
Yeah,
it's all around you.
Yeah.
It's just, we're setting it up to where he can't keep swallowing you, though.
Right.
Oh, shit, I just actually clicked sneak attack instead of clicking. So that is for the first one. Let me unclick sneak. Wish the sneak was on the crit, but that's okay. So 10, 20, 45 plus 19 is 64. And then 21, 10, and 14 ice damage.
Yep. 1 second here.
And that he did burn all 4. Yeah, he burned all 4 of his charges with that paralysis shot. So I'll have to wait till tomorrow to be able to do it again.
Still, that was a hell of a lot of damage to this creature that is now stunned and unable to move.
And I guess he might do a couple of clicks and whistles for Apollyon and just kind of see if Apollyon might be able to hear it. Because I know he's been doing these things whenever they've gone out hunting. So hopefully, if maybe Apollyon can do some kind of a check to see if he realizes what Blood's telling him to go for the one in the middle, or.
Okay.
But he's trying to signal, go for the one that's got Liam. Without just shouting and giving himself away.
There are 2 of them that have Liam, just FYI.
Yeah, but one has you
Yeah, what do I
inside
need to
of
roll,
it.
perception or something? Insight?
We'll get to that on your turn. Well, yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check. That's fine.
Oh, not supposed to be an advantage. 15.
Well, he knows Blood.
Still,
He's been
yeah.
living with him for 8-9 months.
I think 15 is fine. You get the impression that those things are exactly like Blood said. But we are next up to the one that isn't paralyzed. And the creature, well, it did see a bunch of shots go ringing out. It sees Apollyon, but Apollyon's a little bit out of his area, so going after the next thing it can see, the thing that's shooting from the trees.
And I'm guessing within its blind sight too. It's a bitch thing.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, he can't see me.
Yep, but he can with the blind sight. Oh yeah, easily. So it's gonna go ahead and move. 10, 15.
Just for clarification, that's the one that originally grappled me, right?
That is the one that originally grappled you, and it has released you at this point. You feel that the tentacle wrapped around your leg has gone.
Okay.
Because it's about to shoot those out at Blood from a Stone. So, here we go. That's a 25 to hit.
Yeah,
And a 28 to hit. 2 tentacles go shooting out towards you. You're going to be taking a total of... well, first one is 16 piercing and 13 poison. And I need you to make a dex saving throw, please.
21.
Yep, that does pass easily. The second hit is 10 points of piercing and 9 poison, and 1 more grapple check, please. Or dexterity saving throw.
Oof, that one won't though.
That is a failure. The thing wraps around it wraps you around your leg, and it's able to pull you 10 feet towards it. So it grabs you, it pulls you, you go backwards and land on your back, and you're now being pulled towards this creature.
Eat me, Seymour.
Indeed. How are you looking, Blood?
He's alright. He's got enough.
Good. Next up, we got Jareth. What are you doing, Jareth?
Dude, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
All right, sorry. I was making sure I wasn't. I was trying to find the mute button, but I guess it's already unmuted. Jareth is going to fly over. His last. Let's see. And distract. Which one was the one? Blood stun.
That one
these two
is
are
here.
This one's paralyzed and this one's stunned.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he's. Oh, I see this third one over here. He's gonna fly over here. Let's see. 6. Ooh, you know what? He can't. He can't do anything.
Out of range.
Out of range. So he's going to. I guess. He's going to check one more time to make sure that there are no more of these things.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
As a 16.
16. As much as you're able to tell, there's only these 3 creatures that are moving about.
Okay. Alright, continue over here then.
Okay.
Right.
That's it for Jareth. Next is the Shambling Mound that Liam had stunned. So he is not. He is paralyzed. He cannot do anything right now. Apollyon, your turn.
All right, gotta save my buddy. Apollyon's gonna. Hold on a second. I have to read something. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use another bonus action to turn off the lightning on my trident.
Probably a good call.
And then swoop back down there.
Your rage does lightning no matter what, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's fine. That's like 3 damage.
Oh, Polly.
Can I tell which one has swallowed Liam?
Yeah, I'd say
I was able to see
you'd
that,
have
right?
seen that. You would have been able to see that. You know that's this one.
Yeah, I fly down there and 2 attacks on this guy. And I'll attack recklessly.
You don't need to attack recklessly because he's already paralyzed, so you have advantage on the
Oh,
hit.
that one is paralyzed. Okay, cool.
Any hits a crit.
It is.
Sweet. You're just gonna double it in this case?
Just roll the damage twice, and we'll add it all up.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Pretty similar.
So the rage damage we don't count twice, so we're ignoring
Right.
that. It's 14 points of piercing damage, and then you also do 10 points of lightning damage. So as you pull your weapon out from that first strike,
Didn't
It
he
did
turn that
the
off?
lightning off.
You just didn't unclick
Oh,
the
yeah,
box.
The lightning is...
did you use your bonus action to turn off your lightning?
He did.
Yeah, but okay, I don't have an on-off button for that.
Okay, so we
So
will
just ignore the small box lightning. The one that says rage and lightning, that's my normal rage damage.
Okay. So you did 14 points of piercing damage. You did an extra 2 for the rage. And then the lightning damage is... or 3 for the rage. And then the lightning damage is an extra 3. So...
So I did 20 regular damage and 6 lightning damage.
20? No, you did 14. 14
Oh.
piercing and 3 rage. So that would be...
Yeah.
17.
Added it twice.
Yeah,
17.
17.
Okay.
Normal. Yeah.
17 normal, and then you healed it for 3.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, that was your first attack.
Alright, attack again. 16 hits?
16 does hit, so that is another critical. So roll your damage twice.
Exact same.
Exact same thing.
17.
Okay, so 14, 17. So yeah, 14 more points of damage to it.
Yeah, and that's me rolling a 1 on damage every time.
Yeah, so his rage essentially cancels itself out with the lightning.
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
you're
basically.
rolling a 1 and not rolling a 1d whatever. It literally says rolling 1 plus 5 strength.
What?
Mhm.
How can that be
Yeah, it
possible?
does. That is.
Has it been that the entire time? Have I only ever dealt 7 damage with this weapon?
No, there's no way. Roll damage again just to see what happens.
Yeah, you've done a shitload more than that with that, dude. I was starting to think that you were rolling weak.
Oh,
Do it
yeah,
again.
like-
Do it again.
Yeah, click again.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, sure
Every
enough.
time.
something's fucked your weapon up.
Let me take a look at your character
Strength
sheet here.
plus-
It's
oh
a
yeah, it
D-
does say 1. It literally says 1. It should be 1d6.
That would be why.
That definitely wasn't like that before. And then it's
Maybe
a
there-
+1 weapon, so
There
I
could
had
have
the
been an up.
additional-
Well, it's got that in there. The +1 because it's the +1 mod. So yeah, it's roll. It's not rolling your d6. It's just giving you 1
Yeah,
plus
it's just giving you
5
1 plus 5 plus 1 every time.
Roll for me.
All right, now it works.
There you go.
Roll for me.
I just don't know how it got like that in the beginning.
Roll 4d6. We're gonna add, or yeah, roll 4d6 for me. And we're gonna add that on top of everything else,
Okay.
and we'll subtract the 4.
Pretty good on the 46. Not
13.
bad. Half.
Yeah. So
Well,
I'm just gonna
half.
add on that extra 13 and not worry about the difference.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea
47?
how it got like that. Roll 20 is like fucky sometimes.
It could have been an update and it just screwed things up or something like that, and because it's
because
a
there's no way I would type that in.
Yeah.
it's a special, it's a
definitely.
special weapon, so it could have screwed something up. It's always
Yeah.
every time we level up, it takes off my my alert +5 to initiative every time. I have to add it back in every level.
So
up.
weird.
Yeah.
Technology.
I clicked a lot. Was that 2 attacks?
Yeah, you did 2 attacks to this
And I already
creature.
used my bonus action.
To undo, yeah.
Yes, you did.
With the second attack, can I like leave the trident in there and start kind of like trying to cut it apart?
Don't pull it out.
So I mean, you could leave the trident in the creature, absolutely.
It's not
But
gonna give
can I
you
see where Liam is? Can I try to like kind of part it, like dig into it to try to find
You
him?
used your turn to attack. I don't think
Yeah,
you can...
I'm gonna say that you would have to use an action to be able to actually rip it apart to try to
Okay.
get him out.
Okay, that's fair. Then yeah, that's it on my turn.
Okay, that's it for your turn. This creature is looking extremely hurt. And Liam, I imagine you probably would have seen the points of those tridents like stick in a couple times, at least a little bit, because you got your dark vision goggles on. But that's about it. And it is your turn.
Yes. So, I guess here's my question. Am I back to regular grappled? Am I still engulfed?
So you are still technically restrained. Because this creature, like, engulfed you and wrapped itself around you and is currently in the process of eating you. However, it's also frozen in place. It's paralyzed. So, like, you're still in there, but
So
the thing
I want
can't
to
move.
use my turn to try and get out of there. Is there a check I can make, or...
Like,
a stabby check.
you can sit there and hack yourself free if you want to do that, or you can try to, like, rip yourself away, which is going to be an athletics check.
I would probably try and hack myself away. I would.
Did the enlargement, like...
You
Does he-
didn't do the.
You didn't do
You
it.
couldn't see him. You couldn't see him.
Oh, right. I have to do it next. Okay.
Yeah, you did a different spell instead.
Right.
You wanna save your action until I make you
so-
bigger?
No.
She can't see you. You can't see him, so you
No,
can't
but you
do
said
that.
one of the vines had let go of his leg.
I am not coordinating plans with anybody on the inside of this. I'm just
This is
not.
true.
There's also
Okay,
that.
alright.
There is also that. Yes. But
Fair
Liam, if you just want to try to hack your, let me see what restrain does. That's
It's like restrained, but it's paralyzed. So I would assume it's a loose restraint.
Okay, so the way this is going to work is because of the fact that you are currently restrained, this whole creature's body is wrapped around you and it's currently devouring you. You can make an attack against it to try to cut yourself free. You're going to be making your attacks with your sword at disadvantage because, you know, you are engulfed. Sure. But you can try to hack your way free and try to get out of it.
All right.
But,
hacking.
But because of the fact that it is paralyzed, the things cancel each other out, and you get to attack regularly. Straight roll.
Nice. Okay. 2 attacks coming your way. 21 and a 17.
Both do hit.
All right. 15 and 9.
Definitely enough to take this creature out. He had under 20 hit points left. So describe for me how you are cutting yourself free to get out from this creature.
So Liam just dodged this trident that poked into this bush out of nowhere, and he gets his bearings, and now that his feet aren't restrained also, he pulls out his sword, stows away the thing, and just starts two-handed hacking upward. And you see him just go straight up, straight down, and then kind of like curve and sweep a big old section off of him.
Absolutely.
Then, with his bonus action, he is going to do his second wind ability as a fighter and shout out this bloodthirsty because he's so pissed right now. But this thing is, the thing next to him is still stunned until the end of my turn. So I will use 5 feet of movement to get up because I'm an awesome monk. And get over to about here. I'm gonna shout out, "I'm not being the bait next time!" And that is my turn. And the thing next to Apollyon is no longer stunned now.
And the creature there is now dead.
1 kill count for me.
Is Apollyon on the ground?
Were you on the ground, Apollyon?
He was in melee.
No, I was in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had to get within melee, so you're at least 15 feet off the ground. Then,
yeah.
If you're flying.
Okay.
I'm probably like 10 feet off the ground because I probably swooped down to like right next to
second wind,
Okay.
1d10 plus my fighter level.
Well, Eloise, you just watched as Liam hacked his way through a shrubbery to get out. And he is now standing a little ways away from you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Fuck these shrubs, they hurt my friends.
Alright. Don't use lightning.
I think I'm a little too far to know that, but I don't have any lightning spells prepared, so...
You could always enlarge Apollyon.
He's flying. I don't want to make that cumbersome.
He's swole enough as it is.
Yeah, if you enlarge me now, I basically look like a full dragon.
Don't make that guy's head any bigger.
It's the swollest thing of all.
Do you even lift,
So is
bro?
that 2 down now?
There has been 2 that has died,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, and I originally saw 4.
Correct.
Check.
I don't know
Yep.
if that means that there is still only 4, or if there is more. But F this, yeah. Okay. Let's go into red. Oh, it won't let me do. Hang on.
Why are we pouting?
Because there's only
5 or 10 foot walls in the area effect templates.
What do you have?
A 60-foot wall.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
like, they can get up to that. The 5 foot is the width.
Oh, okay.
They go up to 100 feet.
Yeah, you have to look at 2 separate dimensions.
Gotcha.
And what is this spell while we're placing it?
Let's see. Is it in my thingy? In my attacks? Is that there, or do I just have to... No, there it is. Right.
Wall of
These 2 creatures
fire.
need to make a dexterity saving throws.
Nice. So let's see how well they do. They both failed miserably. These things are not very dexterous.
Which is good, because they're reducing it anyway.
They take 26 fire damage.
26 fire damage. This gigantic wall of flame comes sprouting up just like a few feet away from blood and just extend outward, creating a huge wave of fire that also sets alight, the log right in front of blood. It also alights these creatures, and all the leaves and brush that they're standing in also just goes whoosh. They do take the damage, half of it at least, because they are resistant to fire, as you all know. The flames don't seem to lick at these creatures as well as you hoped, but they definitely took the damage.
Yep. Yeah, as I'm casting that spell, I kind of step more in front of the trunk, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt you!
You have anything else for your turn?
Yeah, Liam, get your ass over here!
I can't move when it's not my turn.
Yeah, I know. That's all I have left is that I just say that on my turn.
I was gonna say, you've got movement to get over to me, but alright.
Fair enough. Nope, she gave you an order, boy.
Liam, don't fucking move! How about that?
I won't move.
I thought you would like to be in the safety of the tree behind the trunk, but no. Okay, fine. I'll come to you.
You were definitely wrong there, Eloise.
I thought she was casting like a touch spell or something like that. I have no idea.
I will, but I just don't have an action this turn.
Okay.
Well, that's it for Eloise's turn. And at the top of the order, we have Blood from a Stone. You are lying on your back. You are grappled by some vines, and you are being pulled toward a creature that is currently on fire.
I mean, I guess, is there a check to break free of the vines, or do I just have to hack at them, or?
There is a check to try to get out from the vines. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God damn it, I didn't do it.
That is a failure. You reach out and try with all your might, wiggling,
Can give him my inspiration?
No.
Can I make, because I got 2 attacks, could he make 2 checks
Nope,
to try
it's
and get
one.
out?
It's one action to try to break free. It's absolutely not. You can't use 2 attacks. What the hell?
Well, he's going to reach into his bag and pull out a potion of poison resistance, and down that is his bonus action. And
Now that's a fair
just
thing.
kind of look at everybody and be like, "Hey, I saved you. How about you fucking do something to save me now?"
I was told not to move.
'Cause, yeah, he can't take a couple more hits like he did.
Well, that's about what's about to happen. This creature that its turn is next, and it is currently standing in the flame. What happens as it stands in the flame, Eloise? Does it do anything on the start of its turn? Or is it at the end of the turn?
I think if it ends its turn in the wall.
Ends its turn, yeah. Ends its turn within 10
Okay.
feet of the
Sorry.
side or inside
Ends
of the wall.
turn, yeah.
Okay. So the creature, not really minding the flame so much, it is still going to move out of it and come to right here where it's currently holding blood, you know, restrained and all that. Because it is restrained by the creature, it gets to make its 2 slam attacks at advantage.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's not gonna
Yeah,
need
I
it.
remember this.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 does not hit.
And
neither
a
does
15. Wow. Whew, you got lucky son.
He's got the shield. He's got his special armor. He's
Where's
got
the crit
20.
this time, Matt? Where's the crit this time?
He's got a 20 haste.
Yeah, I guess you had the. It's a good thing you had the foresight to put your bow away and pull out your shield to get that AC advantage on your turn. And as this creature just rises up to slam against it, you pull that thing up, just pushing it aside twice, which is a good thing because this thing was definitely going to engulf you.
Crazy ass dogs. I
That's-
got 2 dogs want to wrestle on my bed behind me.
That's it for its turn. Jareth, you're up next.
All right. Jareth's gonna do the old flyby, help blood out over here, and distract this creature right there.
Okay, so this creature right here, the next thing that hits it does have advantage. That's it for Jareth's turn. Next, we have the other Shambling Mound. It's currently in the middle of fire as well. Doesn't really like that, so it's going to go ahead and move out of it and get to right about there, swooping around you, Apollyon. You're 10 feet away from it, so it can hit you because you're like kind of just right above the thing. It's trying to slam at you to drive you to the ground. Does not get advantage. But a 10 and an 8 is not going to cut it. This thing is swiping at you, trying to grab at you, but as you're flying there with your giant dragon wings, it just manages to keep you up and above.
Riposte.
Awesome. Yeah, you can expend expend a superiority die to make a melee attack at the creature that tried to hit you.
$26, I assume, hits.
That does hit.
Plus another 3 for the die.
8, 9, 10. So 13
Wait, is it
points.
still okay? I actually rolled a 1 this time. I was like, is it still
I was
broken?
gonna say, yeah, I had to go and check it too.
Yeah.
That's just my luck, though. Like I fix it and then I just roll a nat 1 anyway.
It still
Like,
doesn't.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
If
Yeah,
it's
so
not
it's
one,
still
why
just
doesn't
10.
that light up as red? I don't get the order of how this decides what's red and what's not.
Anytime
no
there's just a 1, if it's just a 1 on the dice, it's red no matter what.
Well, then his piercing should be red. He rolled a 1. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, it didn't, and that's weird.
Yeah, where's my consistency? That's what I'm asking for.
Fair
It
enough.
only does that for you.
Well, that was its turn, and
Actually,
Apollyon,
blood. And
you are
blood.
up next. So,
Okay.
Apollyon, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna. Oh, he's below me still. I'm gonna swoop down right on him.
Right
on
on.
him, and he's gonna get riggedy wrecked. Reckless attack. Attack this guy. $28.
Bad math. 28 does hit. So technically it's just 11 points of piercing damage.
And
As
3
you-
rage.
Well, but then the 3 lightning cancels out the 3 rage,
the rage
so
and
it's just
lightning
11.
are canceling each other with these guys.
Yep,
I'm still positive on dealing damage.
you are.
Second attack.
Definitely hits.
8 piercing.
You are whittling this guy down, but he is still standing and still looks pretty fierce.
I'm going to action surge and attack 2 more times.
Do it.
27 hits.
27 hits.
10 piercing. And I'd like to do the menacing attack again. Adding a 3 damage and wisdom saving throw DC 17.
Wisdom saving throw. 16 just
16.
fails.
It is frightened of me.
It is indeed frightened of you.
And I get 1 more attack. $16?
16 does hit.
Okay. 10 piercing.
10 more points of piercing damage.
And I'm just gonna try this. I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try the trip attack.
Okay, trip attack. It needs to make, what is it?
Oh yeah, 8 extra damage.
Well, I don't even need to see whether or not the trip attack worked, because it had
Sweet.
exactly 8 points of damage left.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah.
Apollyon, as you swipe this thing's, well, it doesn't have legs, but it has a body. It swipes whatever it's under it, out from under it, and it starts falling. Explain to me, describe for us how this looks.
Oh yeah, I plunge down on it from above and slash my trident 1, 2, 3 times, and then the 4th one I use both hands and I just plunge it straight down into its head.
And the thing seems to just wither and quake in pain as it falls to the ground dead.
Sweet. Yeah, I wanted to get that extra damage in on there, and then the other abilities.
There you go,
okay,
yeah.
cool. I kind of anticipated that it was going to be immune to being prone.
Yeah, it's actually not immune to being prone. That's the funny thing. But it had exactly 8 points of damage, so...
Well, hell yeah, chalk 1 up for Apollyon. 1
Yep.
kill.
1 kill for Apollyon. Liam, you are up next. You can see blood from a stone being harried by this this creature, and you're currently standing next to Eloise. What do you want to do?
I'm sorry, I can't let it do to him what it did to me, and he's gonna run over to this thing. We're gonna start. We're gonna start with the first attack. Sorry. 14.
14 does not hit.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Do it.
14.
What the hell? Oh my god. That is depressing.
The dice are telling you you're stupid for leaving Eloise.
That's what they're saying.
Second attack. 22.
That does hit.
I'm gonna pump a key point into this, another stunning strike. So another con save.
That's a 23. That time it saves.
Yes, it does. Takes 10 slashing. I'm going to spend another key point to do Flurry of Blows. That's not going to hit.
No, it's not.
25 should.
Yes, it will.
Alright. 11 bludgeoning, magical. And I would like to pump another key point into that to try and stun it once more.
Another con saving throw.
Monks.
That's a failure.
Energizer bunnies.
Excellent.
From D&D.
Then I would like to use my action surge and longsword attack for my next round of attacks. 13. Oh, I'm at advantage though.
You are at
because
advantage.
It is stunned, yeah. So second roll on that. That's better.
That will hit.
8 slashing. Put advantage on this one, and
Auto crit, right?
no, not auto crit, just advantage.
I thought it
It's
was
stunned, not paralyzed.
It's stunned,
Right.
not paralyzed. There's a difference.
Right. And then a 26 to hit, and this one I'm pumping in a shoving attack. So that is another 24 points of damage there, and he needs to make a strength save or be pushed 10 feet away.
Well, he's stunned. Doesn't stun mean you automatically fail strength saving throws? Or is it?
I believe so, yeah.
Then yeah, he's.
Or is it just dexterity?
Hold on, let me
A
double
strength and
check.
dexterity, I'm
Strength and
pretty
dexterity.
certain.
Is it both?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking just to be sure.
Sure.
Automatically fails strength and dex saving throws.
Yeah,
So there you go.
Push 10 feet away. Maybe that loosened the vines on blood a little bit, but we'll find out.
There he goes. He gets pushed 10 feet away down that direction.
And he is stunned. That's the end of my turn. It would have been nice to get another kill, but this is probably going to someone else.
Okay,
Jared.
Eloise, you are up
Yeah.
next.
A bird has to put in 1,000 grand gold.
What are you doing?
Blood will even float it for him.
What am I gonna do?
Be exasperated at Liam?
Yeah.
I saw, there's one left. I saw what was happening. My friend was getting engulfed. I was there.
I'm gonna walk around. Whoop, I'm gonna walk around to the other side of this tree, so that there's not a tree in between me and the monster, and I'm just gonna throw an ice knife at it.
Okay, fair enough. Ice knife.
Advantage on your throw.
Ooh. Okay. Ice knife.
Sucks that a
Where's
lot of
my
the stuff
ice-
you do is fire and ice, and that's the shit that this asshole is fucking resisted to.
This
And
thing's got
light-
some cool
and it's a-
abilities, man.
It absorbs lightning and is resistant to fire and ice.
Yeah.
It's like
And if it's
created
got
just to.
blind-
Yeah.
If it's got blindside, it should be immune to blind too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it can see all
At
of
least
y'all.
within its, whatever
That's
range.
true.
it's
All
in.
right. Well, then let's do something different then.
No, you already,
No,
we already
you
said
did
we're
it.
doing
That's
that.
us talking.
Just roll your fucking attack.
That's just us shooting the shit that it happened to be a creature that everything you do. It's a pain
Nice
in the ass.
throw. Nice throw.
25 does hit.
And so it needs to make a.
It fails
it's
automatically if
automatically
it's
gonna fail
dex.
No, it's
A dex.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool.
Fails
So then
automatically.
it takes the. It takes all the damage.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. So it takes 4 piercing and 6 gold.
So it takes 4 points of piercing damage as that ice knife pierces into its thick rubbery hide. The thing explodes, doing a little bit more cold damage. 3 to be specific.
And I can't move the wall of fire.
It is
So-
currently burning the fuck out of that
Yeah,
entire
I'm
area.
I'm dropping it.
Fair enough. You drop it. There is still fire going on, and I feel like I should go ahead and represent that. So I'm going to do that real quick. But you just keep going, Eloise. What are you doing next?
Once
Quit. So what are you doing?
yeah, I don't really have bonus actions available to me, so I'm gonna run towards the fires and get ready to put them out. My next turn.
Sure.
That is fair.
Because I feel responsible.
So there's that. So we'll say this is the fires for right here.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. That's what's on
Colorful.
fire. Anywho, Blood from a Stone, it is now your turn. You are still lying there prone. The thing is still wrapped around you, but it seems to be paralyzed. So you do get advantage to get out of the grapple if you want to do so.
But then I wouldn't get to attack it. So I mean, if I were to shoot from the ground, it would normally be at disadvantage, but since it's stunned, would that just be a straight shot?
It would
Like
be a straight
roll?
shot, correct.
Yeah, well then he's just gonna kind of like, I guess he could sit up, not stand up, and he's just gonna be like, he goes, alright, fuck this thing. He's gonna take a couple of shots at it. Turn everything on. Turn off advantage. That is 25.
25 does hit.
Oh, that's not gonna. That's
That
only
is
12,
not.
But with the first one, and nope, he's. Oh, it is stunned, so he will get the. I guess since it's a straight shot, will he get sneak attack since it's stunned?
He will get sneak attack. I am going to allow sneak attack since he is stunned.
35 plus 6 ice.
So yeah, 41 points of damage in total this thing has taken. It's looking pretty damn rough, but it is still alive.
Yeah, he's just laying it up there for fucking Liam to come in and steal the kill.
No, you know who's next.
So yeah, he's just gonna kind of sit there and just be like, alright, I'm just collecting my thoughts.
Yep, collecting your thoughts with the tentacle wrapped around your legs. Next up is the creature's turn. He is stunned. He can't do shit. Jareth, you're up next.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, he did. He fucked me over earlier. It's revenge on this one.
Every Dreamer cultist has gained the immunity to stun during this time period.
Alright, so he's stunned, so that's going to give people advantage anyway. Oh, wait.
Correct.
Is he next?
Jareth is next.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So, you know, Jareth is just going to do a big, wide arc flight to see if, just to observe the surroundings, make sure no one's going to sneak up on us.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make perception check.
A 19.
Well, nobody is really sneaking up on you. You can definitely spot at least one of the elves who have been watching this whole time. Captain Ambrosia, who's kind of leaning up against a tree. He's got a dagger out, seems to be cleaning his nails as he's doing it. He's just watching this and kind of whistling to himself.
Alright, and that's his turn.
Next up, Apollyon. Can you steal this kill?
I'm not sure if I can get there. Ooh, maybe. Hold on. How does this monster look?
It's not looking great, that's for sure. It's stunned, it's battered and bruised, and has quite a few arrows sticking out of him.
So stun gives advantage on attacks. Is that ranged or melee?
Just melee.
Just melee.
No, stun.
Oh no, it does.
bow.
It is ranged too. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it is
It's
ranged.
just not, if it was prone and
Okay.
stunned, then it
Yeah.
would be, you wouldn't get with ranged, but
Yeah, you can do ranged.
Yeah, you can do ranged.
Alright. Apollyon's gonna fly over there, yeah, just to about like here. And
Okay.
fire off 3 Eldritch Blasts
There you go.
at this jabroni.
Does it also work for spell attack rolls? I guess that's the same as a ranged
Yeah,
attack,
it's
right?
Attack roll, yeah.
It's an attack roll. I'm
Okay.
fine with it.
22.
it's a spell attack, so it's got to roll anyway.
8 points of force damage.
8 points of force damage.
Oh no.
13 probably.
13
doesn't-
does not hit.
Can I use lucky if I already had advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just you're making a new roll. You just have to roll one more time. No advantage, no nothing.
Okay.
Just one more roll.
Yeah, you know if you don't take it out, Liam will.
I know, right?
Sounds kind of kinky.
Ouch.
No.
Okay, I get one more.
Oof.
Again. Jeez.
Wow.
Wow. 3 Eldritch Blasts shoot out of Apollyon's mouth, only one of them striking true. But you can use another lucky point to re-roll that if you want to try.
Sure. Why?
It's up to you.
I mean, I'm just assuming this thing has low hit points, so I want to try to kill it. I'll burn a few reasons.
Yeah, baby.
There, that'll hit it.
There you go. That's definitely going to hit.
10 max damage. Oh, yeah.
10 points of damage. Yeah, you've sent 2 shots at this thing. 2 of the 3 hit. It is still alive, however, but barely holding on.
Damn. I don't think I have a bonus action.
This motherfucker's gonna steal our kill.
Deal?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I gave a lot for this fight.
Yeah, that's
If
all I can
anything,
do.
earn this kill is what you meant to say.
Well, that's it for Apollyon's turn. Liam, this thing's looking seriously wounded. What are you gonna do?
Finish it off the best way I know how, cutting it up to ribbons. Okay, longsword attack number 1.
It's
got 5 hit points left.
25 and a 16, both will hit.
Yes, they will.
10 and 11, 21 points of slashing.
It had 5 left. Tell me how it looks.
Liam runs up there, leaps into the air, double-handed stabs down onto this thing, and even after it stops moving, he pulls it out and whips a couple vines off with the last blow there, just to make sure.
And with that, the last creature falls to the ground dead.
That's 2! That's 2, boyos! That's 2 for me! I believe that puts me in the lead.
Don't get too excited.
Go ahead and steal that kill. It's alright. We'll get it back. Don't worry about it.
Don't understand how it's a steal if it's the person who gets the kill. We all agree on the rules. And now it's not fair because you're not winning. Ever.
As you're saying this, the elves are starting to walk their way down, and there's a very large fire going on. Well, not really very large, but large enough. All that bramble and brush that the creatures were hiding in is very much on fire, as well as the log there on the ground next to blood. Eloise, you said you had wanted to do something about that.
Prestidigitation takes out. You can just do that a shitload of times, right?
I'm gonna use frostbite on the little fire, and then my breath weapon on big fire.
Okay.
I have to create water also.
Yeah, you can help with the assistance. I can't see why not.
Yeah. Working together, Eloise and Apollyon can create enough water to douse these flames. That way, by the time the elves get down there, it's not like a big inferno. They do arrive, and Captain Ambrosia there in the lead kind of is clapping a little bit as he does.
Got the clap.
Yeah, you know, the golf clap of you know, that sort of thing. And as he's approaching, he's saying, "Very well done, very well done. I suppose the Conclave can handle their business after all." You hear a bit of snickering coming from the elves behind, but then Ambrosia kind of waves him off and says, "No, I'm being serious. That was an excellent display. Can I offer any of you any aid? A few of you do look a little beaten up."
Liam's still pulling strands of vine and twigs and stuff out of his hair and stuff like that. If you're offering, that would be helpful. Yes.
Yeah, Blood will be like, I'm fine.
He looks over at two of the rangers, and two of the rangers come step forward, and they both walk over to lay hands down upon you.
I don't know why it's Blood.
I assume this is good touch, not bad touch.
No, it's definitely good touch. It's definitely good touch. What is it?
Yeah, at the lowest there, you had me down to 3 hit points. It was that if you had rolled a little higher is all it would have taken.
Haha, nice.
So, I guess 13 points?
No, that was Blood doing that.
That's mine.
Oh.
He's doing it to himself. He's
Okay.
taking. He's not letting a fucking elf touch him.
Yeah, you are given a total of
37. Damn.
37
Yeah.
points of healing. Not too
Yep.
bad.
Feeling much better here. Do these things have a type of head that we can take off?
Not exactly.
Okay.
These are just
Had to ask.
big mounds of plants, and like you kind of walk over and examine them, and he says, I doubt you'll find anything of value in those creatures. They tend to just feast on what they can and move on.
It's more so taking a sample. The Conclave people like to study the things that we kill.
Ah. Well, to each their own. Just so you know, your group is not in the middle of a contract right now.
Well, they could still take it. I mean,
They'll still probably pay
It's
pay for
they're
samples.
just automatic. They're just
No, but
cutting
with the bag
heads
of
off and shit.
colding, we could
Yeah.
keep the heads until after we start another contract and just hand them over then. But that's not anything right now.
Yeah.
I thought we were kind of under a contract.
They'd probably
Not-
have a
not
way of
exactly.
telling, honestly.
Oh, okay.
This is not a contract. This is, hey,
We
we're
had to
doing
sign an
this.
NDA.
Yeah, you had to sign an NDA to get in on this.
Mm.
That's what it
Oh,
was.
But I thought we had signed before we went for the tournament.
No.
We signed one to say, "Hey, we're going to go with Ohm as his guards."
No, this one they were specifically told is off the books. It's not a
Gotcha.
It's not a contract. This is something that the Conclave has been hired to do, and you were given the opportunity to go along with them.
Is there like some sludge in it of these things? I mean, he'd take the potion bottle and maybe put some in it just to give it to them later if they wanted a sample of the
Sure, you can definitely do
mask
that.
or whatever,
Yeah.
to see if they could figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you can absolutely take a sample of the ichor out of the thing, out of one of them.
Hand it
We
to Eloise. He's like, it's like, baby, you can do something with this with a kind of potion to harm something, or we can give it to them later to look at.
How does Eloise look once the fires are out? Is she okay that she jumped into this battle, or is she regretful?
She had to save blood. I mean, come on. That's all she cares
This whole
about,
thing
right?
was pointless.
I wouldn't say pointless. If these things got the
It's-
jump on us, that might not be good.
Miss
I
Eloise,
just wanted to show off for them.
Miss Eloise, these are not natural creatures. They are
I
not.
don't care. They
They
weren't
are-
in our way. We weren't in their way.
How about
Leave
the
us
next?
well enough alone?
The next patrol that comes through, it grabs an elf and ends up killing one of them.
Or it could always make their
These are
way
very dangerous
to.
creatures.
It's always possible that these things make their way near to a city, and a small child may be caught up in it.
Children get taken in the wastes quite often by creatures like this. Because they don't know any
See?
better.
Something can have two purposes. You know, stop these from eating children and show off at the same time. I don't know why there can't be two goals.
By the way, we weren't showing off for them. This was something between the three of us.
That I'm currently winning, right?
And the captain says, but it was a very nice show. It's nice to see that you are capable. Hopefully you'll be able to survive the cursed areas. But it is time to get back. It is getting rather late. So let us be on our way.
Maybe it's something in your accent or a word that's not transferring, but what do you mean by cursed?
Well, it said the area we're going to, bud.
You're all kind of walking out at this point and making your way back to camp, and the captain says, yes, the area that you will be traveling into is a cursed area. It is known as, and I'm blanking on it, so I'm going to look at it. The area you will be traveling into is soil. Yeah, it's Soylyn Revar. Soylyn Revar. SYOLYN REVAR. And I'll even pop that into there for you.
Okay.
What is that? Does I get blood speaks Elven? What does that stand for? I mean, what's that in Elvish? Does that mean something in Elvish? Do you have?
It does, and yes, it does. And I wrote it down specifically, and it's not in these notes, so I got to look at a different one.
Probably just means cursed land.
It might actually.
Oh, I'm just saying, there are lots of different curses. There are the witch curses, and there are the, people just say it's cursed, and then there's little kids running around pretending things are cursed. And there's lots of different ways of being cursed. I was just curious how you were saying cursed. Whatever.
There's were-tiger cursed too, like you.
What are you talking about?
Weren't you bit by the were-tiger?
Aye, but nothing's happened yet. I must be fine.
Oh, alright. Cool.
The elves all kind of stop when you say that. What did you just say?
He was joking around. Part of the tournament, we fought some tiger-looking folks.
The elves, go ahead and make a deception check.
Well, it's not a lie. They did.
Yeah, but the deception is the withholding of information. A lie of omission is still a lie.
First one, 21, because I didn't mean to have advantage there.
Okay. The elves look at you dubiously, but they, for the moment, they're not really questioning anything beyond what you're saying, and they say, well, I suppose we should make it back to camp. And I cannot find the fucking, I guess I accidentally deleted it or something. What did I say?
Paula, you tangled with those things too. There was blood and saliva flying all over the place.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
yeah, in Elven blood, it was fertile fields. I found it now.
Interesting. So the fertile fields became the cursed lands.
Mm-hmm. The elves continue on, and they say, the area that you will be traveling into has been considered cursed for many, many generations. Thousands upon thousands of years of Elven history. What's happening recently has been a deep concern for all, including the Bari Duel. The king himself sent multiple excursions into the lands, and yet we still have not found out the reason for it. So you conclave types hopefully will be able to do the thing that our scholars could not. We shall see whether or not the true reputation of your group holds. But you all are able to make it back to camp. Veil, you've gained yourself another 3 hours of reading.
All right.
It's about 9 o'clock in the evening, and you're all fairly tired by this point once you make it back to camp. You find Veil just sitting there reading in the dome, pretty happy and oblivious to what has been going on. But I assume all of you just make your ways to camp and head to bed?
Yeah, I had nothing else for the day.
Then we will pick up next session in 2 weeks at the beginning of your next day. So you can all go ahead and throw down that you are getting a long rest. My last question, Veil, do you actually go to bed tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, but I only need 4 hours, so I will be reading the. What time do we wake up in the morning?
Let's see. So you're going to be getting up at about 7 o'clock in the morning. So 10.
So 9 hours.
So that would be 9 hours later. You lose 4 from sleep.
Yeah,
So you're going to gain an extra 5 hours of reading by the time you get up in the morning.
All right. Perfect.
How much time do you got left?
Well, 2 hours, but so you said I got 3 hours for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'm an hour off for that, but I assume that's Veil setting up the tent or the tiny hut and just whatever else around the camp. That was about an hour, I guess. So he's got 2 hours left.
You got 2 hours left. And how many days do you have left to read it?
I think it's a week, right?
6 days total, yeah.
6 days total, and I think this is day 4 for you. So you still got 2 days left to get 2 hours in. You'll be good to go. Okay.
Yep.
When we get back into camp, I come into the tiny hut. I sit down in a huff beside him, and I go, "That was completely and utterly pointless."
And I'm assuming you bring Jareth in, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'd hope
If he's
so.
perched on Desi, then he comes in with me.
Yeah, then, my eyes just kind of glaze over, and I'm nodding, and Jareth's just telepathically telling me everything that happened. And I look at Eloise, and I look back at my book, and I said, should have stayed here and read.
Okay. Well, that's where we're going to end
No,
things
that's
for this
boring.
evening.
And then I get up and leave.
Love it. Love it. Okay, well, that's where we're ending things. So, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in. Come back and hang out with us in 2 weeks when we find out what exactly the Faab Five are going to be getting up to here in the forest country of Illimithica. So, on behalf of everyone, I want to say once again, thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh yeah, and like us and subscribe to us and comment and all that shit too. Don't forget to do that. Good night.
Night.